Now we will see the definition, according to the ISO standard, of the direct emissions and removals of hyperwood effect gases. Direct emissions and removals of greenhouse gases occur from sources or sinks within the organization's boundaries that belong to or are controlled by the organization. These sources can be stationary, such as ovens, heaters, electricity generators, or mobile. For example, tractors, trucks, vehicles in general. Direct emissions are subcategorized into direct emissions from stationary combustion, direct emissions from mobile combustion, emissions and direct removals from industrial processes, and direct fugitive emissions caused by the release of greenhouse gases in anthropogenic systems. Direct emissions from stationary combustion are the result of burning any type of fuel, whether fossil or biomass, in facilities that are fixed, such as ovens, electric generators, gas turbines, boilers. This is generally done to generate heat, steam, or mechanical work. Within this category, we can find, for example, the use of gas stoves, gas ovens, burners in a house, or for instance, diesel in ovens or natural gas in a boiler, for example. Direct emissions from mobile combustion result from the combustion of fuels in motorized mobile equipment such as trucks, ships, airplanes, locomotives, forklifts. Emissions from vehicles that are outside the organization's boundaries are considered indirect category 3 emissions, which we will discuss later. Within this category, we have diesel consumed by vehicles, gasoline consumed by vehicles, gas consumed by vehicles, or forklifts, for example. Then we have emissions from industrial processes. These include certain industries and specific processes such as the production of lime and cement or glass, or the refining of oil and gas, or the oxidation of some industrial lubricants. Within fugitive emissions in anthropogenic systems, we can find all the systems that extract, process, and deliver fossil fuels in the losses that occur in valves, in openings, and in couplings. In threaded connections or in agricultural processes, for example, decay, enteric fermentation of livestock, the application of nitrogen fertilizers, or it can also be the uncontrolled decomposition of a landfill or a sanitary landfill within the limits of valorization. It can be a composting facility or a wastewater treatment facility, septic tanks, for example. And finally, within the direct emissions and removals of greenhouse gases, we have the emissions caused by land use change. Basically, the guidelines of the IPCC, they establish 6 categories of land use. We have forest lands, croplands, grasslands, wetlands, settlements, and other lands. And basically, land use change can cause the release or absorption of greenhouse gases. For example, converting forest land into cropland. In the next video, we will see the details of indirect greenhouse gas emissions.